Big win for the Mets on Sunday Night Baseball. They edged the Phillies 2-1 in their final regular season home game of 2024. So let's talk some Mets baseball. We're going to do it with the host of the Subway to Shea podcast, my guy Anthony Rivera, who I know is feeling good. The vibes are good. This man is happy. It's been a not so stressful September, or maybe it's been stressful. But Anthony, either way, how you doing, man?
I could not feel any better right now. We have the fate of a wild card spot in our hands right now, and that's the best place to be.
That is a fantastic place to be, and the Mets are there. So, Anthony, let's look at this weekend because the Mets, they take 3 out of 4 games from the Phillies. This weekend, they move into a tie for the second wild card spot in the National League. They have the tiebreaker over the Diamondbacks. They have a 2-game lead over the Braves. What do you make of the Mets' performance this weekend in their final homestand of the regular season?
It was huge. You go through a 4-game series, and like most of the time this season, they've been splits. And the fact that they were able to take 3 out of 4 from the division-leading Phillies, not allowing them to pop champagne on our field to win the division, I thought that was huge. They keep their 2-game lead over Atlanta thanks to a win on Friday from the Miami Marlins. And now we head to Atlanta in the best possible position. All they need to do, and I know we went over this in 2022 and we're back again at this position, but I feel it's a whole lot different. All they need to do is win 2 out of 3 games and they are in the postseason. They got to find a way to get it done, and I think that they will.
All right. Confidence is there from Anthony. We're going to get to the series in Atlanta in just a bit. Now, in this game on Sunday night, Carlos Mendoza, he went to closer Edwin Diaz for a 6-out save. Diaz delivered in a huge spot, getting that save. Did you like the move by Mendoza with a day off coming up? And considering Diaz's struggles early in the season, how do you analyze his form that we've seen from him down the stretch?
Yeah, I like the move from Carlos Mendoza here. On Saturday, I was at the game. He came in for a 4-out save. I think he only threw 17 pitches. You have the day off on Monday, so you go to Diaz in the 8th to get the heart of the lineup out. He takes care of business in 11 pitches, comes out in the 9th. A couple bit of struggles, a little maybe fate on our side with that ground ball that hit off third base, not allowing the runner to score. And then he strikes out Clemens to end the game. A big save for Edwin Diaz. And I think Carlos Mendoza said it in the postgame. This is the big boy time. Now this is the time you're going to see Edwin Diaz come in and see what his money's worth and see what he's worth, and he's done just that. I like the way that they've handled Edwin Diaz this whole entire year, the way that they have brought him back into the fold, slowly but surely building him up to get to this point in time in the season, and we're seeing it pay off. We know that Edwin Diaz, his success comes with getting a lot of repetition, and he got a lot of that this weekend, and it paid off for the Mets, and it paid off for Edwin Diaz and Carlos Mendoza as well.
Now, good point there. You got a lot of those repetitions in big spots this weekend, and it makes it seem like he might just be playoff ready. Now, on Sunday, we did learn that Kodai Senga had tricep tightness during his outing for Syracuse. He's been ruled out for the regular season. He will resume throwing, so there is a chance that he could return in October. Do you want to see Senga try to make a return to the club, or should he just shut it down and get healthy for 2025?
If Kodai Senga wants to come back, I'm not going to, say no to that. I always go with the thought that they've been playing without him all season, and they've been successful without him all season long. So if he comes back, great. If he doesn't, they've just played well without him anyway. And they got one, I guess six innings out of him earlier on in the second half. But the fact that he has not played all season and the Mets are where they are right now without him, thanks to the ace right now, Sean Manaea. You talk about Luis Severino, what David Peterson and Tyler McGill have added, and also Jose Quintana at the end of that rotation. I think they can hold on without him. But if he comes back, that's just another positive that the Mets could put into their pocket.
Yeah, and that would be a nice boost for the Metropolitans. Okay, Anthony, here we go. All the series this month, you know this, it's been huge. And now the next series against the Braves, it's the biggest series, right? The next series is always the biggest series. Now, you know this as a longtime Mets fan. Playing in Atlanta in September has not historically been kind for the Mets or their fans. With a 2-game lead over the Braves and a playoff spot on the line, What will you be keeping your eye on in this three-game set, and what must the Mets do to ensure that they take care of business, like you mentioned earlier, and take 2 of 3 down in the ATL? What do they need to do?
Well, you definitely need the starting pitching to go at least 6 innings. We need good starts from Sevy. We need Sevy at his best in this series. We need Sean Manaea at his best in this series. That's why they lined him up. That's why Carlos Mendoza was so strategic in lining this starting rotation up the way that he did, even to the fact that he is skipping over Jose Quintana and giving David Peterson an opportunity to, regain his confidence and get back from that start that he had in Philly against Philly on Friday that he struggled in. He has confidence in him to go back to him in the second game of the series. So I really want this starting rotation to kind of give us what that 2022 final series against the Braves did not. I trust Carlos Mendoza throughout this entire season. He has kept this Mets team ready. He has kept them resilient. And I trust him to do that here. And the fact that maybe Francisco Lindor will be ready to go. But if he's not, we have Luis Angel Acuna playing just as well. And how fitting would it be that maybe Luis Angel Acuna is a big part of the Mets taking out the Braves to get into the postseason?
That would be very interesting to see. It also would make a lot of Mets fans happy. And Anthony, I know this. I know the Mets fans were thrilled that they did not allow the Phillies to pop champagne on their home field. But if the Mets do win 2 out of 3 in Atlanta, they would have a chance to pop champagne down in the ATL. How happy would that make you to see the Mets enjoying some champagne, that kind of celebration down in Atlanta, which has been a house of horrors for the Mets? How happy would that make you?
Yeah, like stealing that line from Ace Ventura. It's time to exorcise those demons down in the House of Horrors of Atlanta. This is big right here. This is the biggest series of the year. The Mets have an opportunity, and I think they will take hold of it. It's time. We've waited so long, and like I said to you before, maybe the Mets needed to go through 2022 to get us to this point in time, and they have the right manager in place. They have a roster that is ready and primed to get into the postseason. Could talk about Seymour Wiener. You could talk about Rally Pimp, Grimace, OMG. Everything that has gone on this season has led us to this point in time, and it's time for the Mets to capitalize and punch their ticket into the postseason.
All right, we'll see if the Mets can do it, and hopefully the Mets fans can enjoy the moment right now here in September. It's been a good run for the Metropolitans. And now they're going to see if they, as you said, Anthony, they can punch their ticket to the postseason. That is Anthony Rivera. Check him out, host of the Subway to Shea podcast. Always doing a fantastic job throughout the season. Anthony, I hope the next time I talk to you, the Mets have punched their ticket to the postseason, and you're in even better mood than you are today. I'm hoping that for you.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to have some champagne in the studio over here.
Hey, I think that would be good. If the Mets celebrate, you should celebrate with them. I think that is just fine, my friend. Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks so much.